It's Wyatt here from Vac Cabinet Company and DDC. I just wanted to kind of do a quick walkthrough on rollout shelf installation. That's a fairly common question. There's always two methods to do the rollout shelf installation. Your kit or your rollout shelf will come with these clear plastic brackets in the back of the, or inside the package. It's an easy way to install your rollout shelf, but also it can be a little bit more difficult that way. I'm going to show you the easiest way, which I call the wood block method, which is just using a little bit of scrap filler material, cutting it down to roughly 3/4 of an inch, and well, I'll show you that in a minute. Let me show you with the clear bracket method. Over here, we've got a cabinet that we've already installed with it. You can see on this cabinet, you're actually mounting the drawer glide to the face frame. And then if you take a look in the back there, we're using the clear brackets that come inside of the packaging to actually align the back of the drawer glide. Like I said, this can be a little bit of a daunting method to use or install sometimes. So that's why we've got a wood block method that I'll call it, which is a little bit easier. First and foremost, I'll show you when you get your rollout shelf, you'll get it boxed up like this. I know I've got my one glide portion sitting here, but you'll get your rollout shelf boxed up and it'll look like this on each side. So first and foremost, you're going to have to separate the actual drawer glide from the drawer box or the rollout shelf assembly. So we'll open this all the way up. You'll find a small, in between the second and the third, or the piece that mounts to the rollout shelf, you'll find a small little trigger or little lever. You'll either, on this one, you'll push down. On the other side, it would be push up. So you're just going to push, open this all the way up, push down on the lever, and then slide everything back. Then you'll be able to get the actual glide separated from the glide mounting portion that mounts to the rollout shelf. So we'll set that aside. We've already got our laser level set up. So I'll kind of run through here real quick with you. We're still going to mount this to the face frame. So how we're going to do that is we're going to open this up, and we've got some passage holes here. We're going to use this front screw hole. So we'll kind of open it up to here. And in this case, we're not going to mount it exactly to the floor, just to kind of show you how you would mount it in you know, if you were to do multiple. We've got our laser level for exactly where we want the center of our center line of our glide, side mount glide here to sit. So we'll get this installed here. You can take a small pre-drill drill bit. I'll have Calvin come around here. We're going to line up through the hole here. And right there, our green laser line is center of that hole. So we're going to pre-drill that right there just a little bit. Okay. Now we're going to take the screws that came inside the rollout shelf, and just a Phillips bit. We're going to lift that back up. Yep. And we're going to run that screw through. So as you can see, we're off the bottom of the actual face frame of the cabinet. Now, typically this will, you know, your bottom one can or will sit on the bottom of the face frame of the cabinet just to maximize the height inside. Again, I'm just showing you it pulled off to show you that you could use this method for the bottommost rollout shelf, the middle, the top. You could put 10 in using this same method, so on and so forth. So now we've got this installed here. This is where the wood block method will come. So all I did here was take a piece of scrap filler wood. I've cut it down to 3/4 inches thick, which is exactly the same thickness from the side panel here to the face here. So from here to here, you're 3/4 of an inch. So if I slide that in and slide that back, just like that, now my rollout shelf is going to be aligned. So here's where this method makes it really, really simple and easy. So I will find on the glide, we've got this glide here opened up, a little fuzzy inside there. We've got multiple screw holes here throughout the glide going back. I'll pick one of the screw holes. It doesn't matter which one to put my screw through. So let's say I'll just choose this hole here. So what I'll do is I'll have Calvin step to the side. It's a little difficult to show you this, but I'm going to take my stanchion, we'll call this the wood stanchion, and bring it into that hole that we just discussed. And then I will raise my glide up with using my laser level line until I get right to the center of that hole that we just discussed. So now that I'm at the center of that hole, I can pre-drill that hole. But what I'm gonna do, just for security purposes here, I'm gonna lift this glide up and I'm gonna run a small screw. Oh, I've already got them in my pocket. I'm gonna run a small black screw through that stanchion into the face frame. That's gonna secure this. That's going to secure this to the actual side. We'll put in our additional screws here using a level. What I'm going to do for now is I'm going to get this set. So I'm going to get this laser line set here. So right there is where it needs to sit. Using another small screw, I will run that into the stanchion. And just like that, now this from here to here is level. We're going to repeat the same exact process on the other side, noting how far up we are here. So if we're 1 inch, 5 inches, 10 inches, 15 inches, 20 inches, just depending on where you're placing your roll-out shelf. Or the other thing is, depending on where you have your actual laser level, if it's in the right spot, you can actually now see it on this side. The lighting's playing a little bit of a trick here, but what we can do is, this is all shooting on the same plane, so now I can take my pre-drill and I can come in right here and now those two are going to be on the same plane. So I didn't have to so much as measure. You can, it's a safe bet, but this right here, now it's all on the same plane. You know, our laser level has a gimbal in it, so it's all on the same plane. That's our next location there. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna probably stop the video here, pull the laser around just so it's a little bit more prevalent on the inside corner here, because I can see it shoot back there, but the camera's probably gonna have a hard time picking it up. So we'll stop the video here, we'll get resituated, and we will show you the second half of this install. All right, guys, so one thing that I did want to touch base on is we are still a little bit loose on this side. So I wanted to walk over and pick up the level. So we're going to throw a level on this now. And Calvin probably won't be able to get this, but we're almost center and fully level. So this, I would, you know, like I said, we have one screw in down here. Then we have our glide screw. We're going to run our other 2 screws in. And again, this is just something that I whipped up off of a piece of filler that I had laying around after the job. It's 3/4 of an inch thick, which is what your filler is turned on its side. So you can even use, you know, you got 1.5 inch filler. This could be 1.5 inches wide, still 3/4 thickness into the cabinet though. So I'm going to use this level. We'll level off this just for any future rollout shelves that we want to put in. So we're actually pretty much level right there. Perfect. And we'll toss one more in. Just making sure that we're level. Perfect. Alrighty. So now that's in there. That's in there snug. That's not going anywhere. I mean, I'm gonna take this cabinet over and knock me out before this comes out. So now, for future use, while we're on this side, you'd be able to take your next glide, figure out, you know, raise your laser level up to whatever level you want the center line of the glide at. You'll be able to set it there, screw it into there, and 2 seconds you're already installed. So now that we're done on that side, we'll do the far side here. I'll grab one more of my blocks. We've already pre-drilled that laser level line. I brought the laser around. I'm showing you here. We're still right on the money there. We're going to use another screw, same front hole that we used on the left side. We'll use on the right side here. So we'll put that in. Put that in. Perfect, just like that. We're going to take our wood block again that we made out of the filler. We're going to use the same alignment hole that we had on the flip side. So we'll get this right where it roughly needs to be. So that's where we need to be. We're going to get that bottom screw ran in. And guys, right now we're just repeating the same exact process that we did on the other side. Okay. So now with that bottom screw in, I'm going to take another one of my small screws here that came in the glide, or with the glides for the rollout shelf. We'll get the laser level aligned with that hole that we determined on the left side. And we'll screw it in. So technically, as of right now, we're done, but we're going to get all of our screws in for our stanchions. That way they're fully secure for whatever rollout shelves we want to add down the road. Okay. And we are level there. And we're level there. Perfect. So now we're just going to remove the hardware that we have in here, screws and extra parts and pieces. Take our rollout shelf, move this drill out of the way. Take this rollout shelf, and actually, this cabinet does have our sensored lights in it, so we'll get the lights on for this part. We'll get everything aligned here. So there, and there. And we'll slide it in, get the glides lined up. We just heard that click. That click was that black tab that we pulled apart in the beginning of the video. Clicking into place, locking that in. We've got that installed now. Now we're set. We're all set. Alrighty, that's how you do a rollout shelf, the wood block method. And now your next set of, your next rollout shelf, if you want to add a second one, you just bring up your laser level to wherever you wanted to put that second rollout shelf. Pre-drill on the front hole, pre-drill on the back hole, or on the front face frame, pre-drill on the back stanchion. Don't mind my shaky hand, that's really sensitive. So pre-drill, 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 put your glides in, boom, you're done. Hope that was helpful. If you have any questions, give us a call, 248-308-6924. Thanks.